politics, in fact, surrounding this entire area. We have seen government, opposition as well. Several come out and articulate their views. Let's quickly take this across to our guest. Joining us with us is now Kailash Adhikari, MD of Governance Now. Sushant Sareen, Senior Fellow of ORF, is with us. Advocate Umer Junaidi is political analyst with us. Ravi Srivastava is also political analyst with us. Ravi, there are many who would ask that, at a time like this at least, should we be avoiding politics? We are a country at the end of the day that has sent the first COVID vaccines to Maldives. We have enjoyed, very close relationship in the past. Is this really a time for politicking, or is it time for us to put out a united image together? Because the kind of remarks that have been made by these politicians, many would say, is also an insult to India, not of any one political party or party's leader. Ravi.
Good evening, Madhav. First of all, the remark which are made, the comment made by the junior ministers of the Maldives regarding our Prime Minister are indeed condemnable. And I think Maldives have realized it, and they have taken an appropriate action to suspend them immediately. This particular regime in Maldives is not favorable to India. Earlier one headed by Mohammad Nahid was, I think, very close to Indians, and that time only that vaccine and everything was supplied. But this particular Prime Minister has got more, is close to China. Today he is in China only. And 70% of the GDP of Maldives is loaned by China only. So I think he is heavily influenced by them, and he is making this his people are making this kind of comments. As far as internal politics is concerned, Mr. Khalge said it, that instead of holidaying at Lakshadweep, he would have been in Manipur to assess the situation. I think it is right. It's a political comment. Mr. Modi has not visited Manipur since that the whole episode started sometimes in the May of 2022, 23.
Ravi Srivastava, the question is this. The question is this. No.
So he is right in saying so.
No, you can question him for any issue. The point that I'm asking is this, that he says, Adhiranjan Chaudhary says, that now our nation's relations with Maldives are being stressed. It's a matter of great concern. No matter how many G20s the PM will host, our relations with other nations are getting strained. Is this a point of our failure or of external factors? I mean, one has to be mindful of what one says.
It's indeed a failure of our diplomacy with
how, sir? You just said the new person who has come is against India.
No,
then how is that a failure of Indian diplomacy? They have a democracy.
No, I'm telling you, I'm talking about the Nepal is more influenced by the China. You have seen Bhutan. They have just now taken a lot of property of Bhutan. China has taken over. You have to see Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, the Hampantota is on 99 year lease with the China.
Sushant Sareen, India is being encircled. All our neighbors, our traditional allies are being won over by China, whether it's Maldives, whether it's Nepal, whether it's Sri Lanka or Bhutan, whose land is being usurped by China, much in the way China has attempted with India in the past. It's a complete failure of our policies, whether security or diplomatic. Please respond to Ravi Srivastava's comment.
No, I'm not going to respond to Ravi Srivastava's comment. I think they are beneath contempt for me to respond to them. But to your question, I'll certainly respond. Yeah, international relations is a dynamic thing. And frankly, we are not alone. Most of the countries of the region will try and maximize their benefit. So there will be some amount of diplomatic gamesmanship between them. They'll try and, derive the maximum benefit out of both India and China by playing one against the other. Now, that's proper, normal diplomatic practice. The problem, however, has been that for example, let's talk about Maldives. Maldives has had a radical Islamist element in the Maldives. Everybody knows about it. In fact, out of all the countries of the world, the maximum per capita people who went and joined the ISIS was from Maldives. There is a radical Islamist thing which has come about in Maldives, and partly because a lot of Maldivians have gone to madrasas in Pakistan and studied from there, and Pakistani clerics have also come to Maldives. Now, again, you don't need to be a genius to figure out what has been happening. So there is that one factor out there which has always been at play. There has also been a factor that many of these countries, so for example, if you have had testy relationship with Nepal, I can go back 50 years from now and I can tell you that there has always been a section in Nepal which has tried to badmouth India. At a time, when the Ranas were ruling, they were aligned with the Ranas. Later on, in the rough and tumble of Nepalese politics, there has always been this.
Right.
It was there when Nehru was the Prime Minister. It was there when Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister. It was there when Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister. It has always been there.
Okay.
So this is nothing specific to any one Prime Minister. Let's go to Sri Lanka. Should we say that what happened in Sri Lanka, and frankly, we botched up Sri Lanka quite a lot, although it was also the Sri Lankans' fault. When they started clamping down on the Tamils, they started crushing the Tamil aspirations. It was a Sri Lankan fault. It also became a problem for us. But when Rajiv Gandhi was assaulted in Sri Lanka, should any Indian, regardless of what his political affiliations is, as an Indian, I would say this was unacceptable. No matter what, no ifs and buts. No saying that Rajiv Gandhi should not have gone to Sri Lanka, he should have gone to some other place in India. He should have gone to Kashmir because Kashmir was also in flames. He should have gone to Punjab. Is that a logic? Is that even an argument?
Okay. No, so, Shant, I'm going to interrupt you there because we have to take a quick break.
Madhav,
very quickly, we have to take a break. Yeah.
But let's talk about Bangladesh. Today we have a Prime Minister in Sheikh Hasina. Our relations with Bangladesh have only improved. They improved under the Manmohan Singh government. And this particular government has taken the relationship to a new height.
Okay.
So where is the problem? It's not with all neighbors. It's with the more difficult ones.
Okay.
Or the ones who try and act difficult.
We'll debate that. There is politics continuing on this, Sushant, but I have to slip into a quick break. We have two other panelists who have not spoken as well. We'll continue with this debate in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. All right, let's take this across to our guests. We're continuing to discuss this political fallout of what has transpired in Maldives. Our guests continue to be with us. Advocate Umer Junaidi, there are many who are saying that, is this the best time for politics? Why can't we, as a nation, put up a united front? At the end of the day, these statements made by Maldivian ministers, it's not just some random trolls on social media, are something that any government should be taking up very seriously. And certainly, since it's an external issue, the opposition should also perhaps come out and support them. That's a statement coming in from the BJP. Your response to that?
Good evening, Madhav. First of all, the remarks by the Maldivian ministers is condemnable, and I personally condemn the remarks by the ministers on India as well as the Prime Minister. But we have to think about the situation wherein the neighbors are being hacked by, being snatched by the China. China enters India and we have no response to China. Now China acquires, takes her neighbors into the consideration or into confidence. That is a point to be given a very thorough discussion and thought about it. Now talking about the military force, the president asked to withdraw the forces of Indian forces from Maldives. And after that move, Narendra Modi going for the Lakshadweep and this situation creating wherein the Indians boycott Maldives and all. Don't we think that these things and this incident?
So what are you saying? You're saying the Prime Minister should not have visited Maldives, which is an Indian Union territory? Is that what you are saying, Umar?
I say Narendra Modi would have visited Manipur to solve the issues of Manipur, and it is also a part of India.
Okay.
Instead of taking the vacations,
respond to that. Kailash Adhikari, respond to that. Why should there have been a visit to Lakshadweep before Manipur? That's a question that is repeatedly being asked by opposition. Your response?
Madhav, firstly, the entire Maldivian government that has come into place, they have come on a plank of India out. And if they think that they can do India out, India can very well do Maldives out. And it will be Maldives who will suffer, because Indians and Russians are the biggest two tourism giving countries, the people who are visiting Maldives, and Maldives has come to terms with that. They should not take India as prior to 2014. They should take the India of today. And firstly, I would want to ask, why is the opposition targeting Lakshadweep? In this entire thing of they questioning this, why is the Prime Minister visiting Lakshadweep? Lakshadweep is our union territory. Why can't the Prime Minister, and not only the Prime Minister, the Prime Minister's visit there has actually encouraged all of us to visit Lakshadweep and our own beaches. Like Sachin Tendulkar.
Completely out of time. Kailash, sorry, we're completely out of time. This is certainly going to be the subject matter of much political debate, I suspect, for the next few days. But I'd like to thank you, Kailash Adhikari, Sushant Sareen, Umer Junaidi and Ravi Srivastava for joining us this evening. Slipping into a quick break now.